Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Our top story this evening, the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history.
At least 58 people are dead, 515 wounded in Las Vegas overnight after a man opened fire above an outdoor music festival into a crowd of thousands. ABC's Lana Zach joins us now live from Las Vegas with the latest. Lana?
Good afternoon. Just over there on the Las Vegas Strip, thousands of people had gathered, some with children, expecting a night of music and relaxation. While on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, a killer waited. The gunfire came too quickly to count, bullets tearing into a crowd of 22,000 people who were out to just enjoy a night of music on the Vegas Strip. Country music star Jason Aldean in the middle of a set when the hail of bullets rained down.
Like some were falling and some were screaming and yelling.
People just started dropping around us. A lot of dead bodies, a lot of people were just piling on top of whoever, even if they're bleeding or not.
We ran and we ran. And I still wasn't even sure if it was actually bullets until one of the times we paused, our friend was like, the guy next to us got shot.
Police officers jumping into action.
Upstairs, Mandalay Bay, halfway up. I see the shots coming from Mandalay Bay.
Closing in on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, where authorities say the gunman, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, was holed up. Police say he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound before SWAT teams burst into his room. The death toll rising all day.
The number of people that have died associated with this event has increased. Right now, we're using the number of 58.
More than 500 injured. President Trump among those reacting to the tragedy.
We are joined together today in sadness, shock, and grief.
This is a crazed lunatic full of hate.
And investigators at this point believe the killer to be a lone wolf. There are no known ties that they can find to any international terror groups. And the killer was also not previously known to law enforcement officials before this horrific act. So at this point, his motive remains an incomprehensible mystery. Reporting live from Las Vegas, Lana Zach, ABC News. Back to you.
All right, Lana, thank you. A woman who survived the mass shooting in Vegas is sharing her heartbreaking story of last night's attack. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us now with her story. Jess.
Good evening, Scott. Ruth Thompson was watching the concert from a suite inside of the venue, which sat directly across from Mandalay Bay, where the shooter was, of course, hiding out. As soon as she heard that first shot, she knew that it wasn't fireworks or an audio issue like many others first believed. As they listened to the gunfire erupt, Thompson and her boyfriend dropped to the ground inside of the suite. She said every time they thought it was over, more gunshots rang out. She says it lasted for about 20 minutes. Thompson watched as people around her were shot and killed, not sure if she was going to make it out alive. Eventually, Thompson and her boyfriend crawled out of the suite with others who were inside, and then she says they just ran. They eventually made it to a highway where a driver who was passing by picked them up and drove them to a hotel outside of the city. Today, Thompson is in tears thinking about what happened and those who weren't as lucky as she was.
But I could hear the bullets were like hitting our suite, and you could just hear them ricocheting, and it was getting louder and louder, and I knew it was bad, and I honestly thought I was gonna die. Like, I honestly thought like I was being shot, or like just so many people were getting shot. Like,
Thompson and her boyfriend were staying at Mandalay Bay. They were allowed back in to get their things a little earlier this afternoon. After everything she witnessed and went through, she told me that she just wanted to go home. Jacqueline, Scott.
All right, thank you so much, Jess. Now we will bring you continuous coverage of the developments surrounding the mass shooting in Las Vegas. And remember, you can get instant alerts on breaking news by downloading our My Suncoast app. You'll get important news updates, weather forecasts, and traffic alerts delivered straight to the palm of your hand. Certainly a devastating moment for many people across America this morning.
Well,
late last night and early this morning.
The whole nation today, that's for sure. Well, let's pause for now and get a check on our weather right now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, a windy day on the Suncoast.
Yeah, truly a tragic event out there, and terrible news. We are looking at some windy weather to continue, looks like, too, throughout the rest of this week as a result of a high-pressure ridge building in from the north and a low pressure developing down to the south. Will be trapped in between those two, and so the pressure gradient will really start to tighten up. It already has. Winds are going to be anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour, and it looks like tough boating weather, too. Throughout the remainder of this week, we have a small craft advisory in effect through Thursday and probably beyond. You can see some showers and storms down to our south now. All that activity moving off basically to the west. There are a few light rain showers now into DeSoto County. You can see that activity again moving off to the west. Not very heavy here. Heavier showers down to our south, but all is fairly quiet in terms of any rough weather. Going on at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport right now, we have partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, 85-degree temperature, and the heat index not a big deal. We have an east wind, though, sustained at 18 miles an hour. The area of concern is right here. We'll talk about it and what it means for our weather down the road. There's a chance it could develop into something. We'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A second person is facing charges tonight in connection to a murder in Northport. Michael Hendricks Jr. is charged with accessory to second-degree murder and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Last week, police arrested Marquise Harris for the murder. Police say Hendricks lives at the home on Roxbury Circle where 22-year-old Jacavies Rivers was killed last Tuesday. Detectives say they now have evidence that shows Hendricks conspired to cover up the crime and lied to police during the investigation. They also found guns, ammo, and drugs inside the home.
An update now on the high-profile trial involving a former Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy. Frank Bybee is charged with attempted murder and is facing 20 felony charges for allegedly befriending an elderly woman, stealing her money, and then trying to kill her while making it all look like a suicide. Last week, the alleged victim, 80-year-old Marcia Soul, recounted the night that she says Bybee tried to kill her. Today, a detective with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, James Clay, took the stand to explain Bybee's email and web history. The jury is expected to get this case by Friday.
A Suncoast man sentenced to death for murdering a doctor's wife back in a Manatee County court today, fighting for a new trial. Delmer Smith was convicted of killing Kathleen Briles back in 2012. He broke into Briles' home, beat her to death with an antique sewing machine. Over the next few days, Smith will be in court for an evidentiary hearing. Smith's case is one of the many death row cases being considered for a new trial or sentencing hearing. The change came about after the state Supreme Court ruled a jury must have a unanimous vote in order to impose the death penalty. A controversial TV show that puts Siesta Key in the national spotlight is not going off the air anytime soon.
That's right. MTV has ordered 8 more episodes of its summer reality series, Siesta Key. Siesta Key is a documentary series that was filmed here on the Suncoast that follows a group of young adults on their college break back in their hometown. Many locals have voiced their concerns about the show's perception of our area and that it could attract an unruly crowd. The finale of the original 10-episode run will air tonight.
ABC business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with just a terrific start of the new month on Wall Street. October, looking good so far, Richard.
And October, as many people know, is a month when we've had October 19th of 87. We've had crashes back in the 20s, so October typically is not a terrific month. September typically the worst, but today, no matter where you look, there were up arrows. A record close for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, first time over 22,500. A record close for the NASDAQ, first time over 6,500. And oh yes, the S&P, a record as well. So let's take a look at the numbers. They don't get much better than this, folks. There you see the Dow up 152 points, almost 0.7% at 22,557.60. That on a volume of 691 million shares. The NASDAQ up by 1/3%, almost 21 points at 6,516.72. That on volume of 1,707 million shares. And the S&P, another record, up almost 10 points, 0.4% at 2,529.12. Well, those of us on Wall Street know what happens on Main Street, and I say that in a very sad way because certainly we're aware of the events from Las Vegas last night, and you saw it today as people were selling shares of MGM Resorts, which owns the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Certainly we're all aware of why that is, and whether or not that's a short-term or long-term reaction for the company's stock, we'll have to see. Sadly, and this is just a reality of our life, shares of the company that makes Smith & Wesson guns, that stock was up by 7% intraday, up by 3.5% at the close. So a very sobering day despite all the record closes.
All right, Richard, also another tough day for retail stocks, I understand.
It just doesn't stop, Jacqueline. I don't know why, but the shares of Nordstrom's were down by 6% today. The company's been trying to take itself private, buy it back, if you will, which would make the stock worth more, but it doesn't look like the deal's going to go through.
All right, Richard, thank you so much for the update.
You are welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, using the momentum of the successful World Rowing Championships, what other big events are already in the planning stages for Nathan Benderson Park?
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus muffins, pancakes, and biscuits, why you may want to skip those breakfast foods during breakfast.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. Our faces change as we age, so we're going to learn how to turn back the clock. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll talk to a plastic surgeon about how the modern facelift is done. Venice Theater is turning back time as well with their show Beehive, the 60s musical. We'll get crafty with the new downtown Sarasota business, and the annual Sarasota Firehouse Chili Cook-Off is in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Some of the chilling images from the mass shooting in Las Vegas of the victims' police first responders. We will have the latest on the massacre in just a few minutes. But first, a sporting event that has made a huge impact on the Suncoast's economy.
After more than a week of racing, the 2017 World Rowing Championships came to a close yesterday, and already officials at Nathan Benderson Park are getting ready for more events later this week. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now live from Nathan Benderson Park with more.
Well, guys, without a doubt, the biggest event at this venue. It will be a busy few days here as crews are cleaning up, breaking down tents and the bleacher area, all in an effort to get ready for this coming event. The 2017 World Rowing Championships has crossed the finish line. Hundreds of tents now being taken down. Equipment packed and scullers stacked. Rowing organizers say all of their dreams have come true this past week. According to the executive director of the Rowing Championships, Meredith Skurba, they have exceeded an attendance goal of 40,000.
We did hit 41,000 for the week, with our biggest 2 days of the weekend, which hit just over 6,000 per day, and then opening ceremonies where we hit about 9,000 people.
Even getting a seal of approval from rowing's governing body, FISA, with a possibility of the Suncoast holding another championship in 2022.
Of saying we're coming back and making that commitment, that means many other events and bids are now wide open for us to go after.
And with Nathan Benderson Park hosting nearly 50 events each year, preparation is already underway for upcoming projects that organizers say will attract thousands.
This weekend we have the ITU World Cup Triathlon. We have the Sarasota Celtic Music Festival coming up as well.
President of SANCA at Nathan Benderson Park, Stephen Rodriguez, says the rowing championships will play a huge role on upcoming events at the park, showing what the venue is capable of.
You know, obviously this was televised, so people are becoming more aware of our park. It's not just Sarasota and Bradenton that saw the park. It's the entire state of Florida. It's the country. It's the whole world.
The community has won over the hearts of many to be able to go after and show and prove that we can do this.
Now, May of next year will be one of Nathan Benderson's premier events, hosting the Women's Rowing Championship for Division I, Division II, and Division III rowing. Reporting live in Sarasota County, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Dwayne. It's pretty obvious the wind is blowing out there.
Oh,
at
certainly.
The park.
And I'm sure they're happy that the wind came later. Really wasn't that bad this weekend.
No.
Really, the rain held off for the most part. You know, there were some indications, and even on my Facebook, I said could happen over the weekend. I put that could in there to make sure. You can't really pinpoint exactly where these lows are going to develop, but it did, and it did over the East Coast. It brought up to over 6 inches of rainfall there. They had flash flooding along the East Coast, so that could have been us, but it did develop to the east. One of the models got it right, where a lot of others did not, and that's simple math for that most part. Here's what's happening with our weather right now. We have beautiful weather out there, some clouds around, some showers down to our south, and not really moving in here right now. You can see that rainfall down to our south, pushing off into the Gulf of Mexico. The activity associated with the little trough of low pressure, it's trying to move off toward the west. On top of that, we have high pressure building in from the north. We're kind of trapped and sandwiched in between those two systems, and that is bringing us the windy weather that we saw with Dwayne Lindo out there at Nathan Benderson Park. The winds gusting as high as 25 miles an hour at times. That's going to be fairly similar to, I think, what we'll see all week long. The winds are going to stay up. Unfortunately, for boaters, it's going to be tough going. Small craft advisories will stick around, too, at least through Thursday and more than likely beyond. 85 degrees right now, the dew point temperature. Nice at 70. We have that east wind at 18 miles an hour sustained, and that humidity is fairly low at 61%. Well, in the tropics. It's not over yet, and we got to continue to watch these areas coming up from the Caribbean right now. The National Hurricane Center is keeping a very close watch on this area over the Yucatan Peninsula. There's a chance it could develop. Now, the European forecast model is starting to hint at something there, too. We'll show you that in a little bit. In the rest of the Caribbean, all is fairly quiet there. We are watching a large low pressure in the upper level of the atmosphere, which is going to inhibit this thing from developing rapidly over the next couple of days. But nonetheless, the fact that it's there and the pressures are dropping a little bit with high pressure building to the north, we'll stay windy here for certain. And whatever comes out of here, it looks like we are going to get a fairly moist weekend ahead with lots of rain in the forecast and in the offing as we move through time. Now, as far as the forecast goes, we are looking at the Lakewood Ranch webcam right now. Some clouds around this morning, and then you'll see some clearing this afternoon, and then the clouds coming back a little bit late in the day. So a mixture of sun and clouds. We'll see similar conditions again tomorrow. The rain chance at 40%. Now, small craft advisories are in effect for the entire coastal waters from Jacksonville southward all the way to the Keys, up along the west coast and across the Panhandle, Florida. Now, there are some flood warnings in effect for some of the rivers along the east coast as a result of that heavy rainfall we saw over the weekend, and the showers kind of pushing off to the west there. I mentioned that rainfall was fairly heavy at times. This is a look at some of those rainfall totals all the way from Palm Bay northward up to nearly 6 inches of rain. Not as much here, obviously. We had a few showers around, and a few are lingering at this point. Well, as far as the tropics go, this is typically the area we look for tropical development in October. October is the feature area right here in the Western Caribbean that we start to see more and more storms forming. So we'll watch that very closely. Currently, as I said, it's 85 degrees, and the dew point temperature is at 70. For boaters, winds will be out of the east at 15 to 20 knots, gusting a little higher at times. A moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Small craft advisory in effect. UV index will be at a 7 tomorrow with showers, 40% chance for rain late in the day. Tides upcoming. The next high tide will be at 11:54 and a low at 6:04. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers. It will be breezy, 74 for a low. And then tomorrow, look for partly cloudy conditions, breezy conditions, 40% chance for showers. They'll be fast moving, though, in the afternoon and evening. 89 your high. The extended forecast is calling for less of a chance on Wednesday. Some drier air punches in. Same for Thursday. But then we'll be watching the tropics closely all the way through Friday and into early next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. In first alert traffic right now, there's a crash in Northport. It's on US 41. This is the southbound lanes right near Ortiz Boulevard, and it is slowing traffic, as you can see there, so you may want to avoid that area if possible. Jacqueline.
In health news tonight, most families wait too long to utilize hospice. The Medicare hospice benefit was established in 1982 to provide quality end-of-life care for the elderly. But new research in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society shows that those who utilize the service often do so too late. The study included 562 people with an average age of 87. Of these older adults, only 43% of them were admitted to hospice during their last year of life. The reason why hospice care isn't used more frequently is complex, but one problem is that it can be difficult to decide when someone is eligible for hospice care. Well, it's October 2nd, which means it's the start of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The annual campaign increases awareness of the disease, and according to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, when detected early, the 5-year relative survival rate is 100%. Early detection includes doing monthly breast self-exams and scheduling regular clinical breast exams and mammograms. The Sarasota Police Department is going pink as well to show support for the men and women fighting breast cancer and to also remember those who have passed away. Officers will be voluntarily wearing a pink badge, a pink ribbon pin, or a pink shroud. Well, most of us are guilty of chowing down on waffles, pancakes, and muffins first thing in the morning, but morning time may be the worst time to actually eat breakfast foods. Those flapjacks have large amounts of sugar, white flour, and corn syrup and are absorbed quickly into your bloodstream. So if you start eating your day eating those foods made from stripped carbohydrates, your blood sugars will spike and crash throughout the day. Coming up, grim news about one of the most popular rock singers, what we know about Tom Petty, currently in the hospital. Plus, O.J. Simpson once again enjoying freedom when he may be headed back to Florida, straight ahead.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 pick it up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Everybody just started yelling, "Get down," so I put the baby on the ground and got on top of her, and when we heard a little break, we ran to the bleachers that were just behind us, and I tried to tuck her as close to the end so she was as protected as possible.
Chilling stories of survival keep pouring in from the hundreds of witnesses at the Country Music Festival in Las Vegas and what they did to escape what is now considered the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. We'll have the latest on what we know now about the gunman and the victims in just a few minutes.
But first, U.S. Navy officials are confirming 2 people are dead after a military plane crash in southeastern Tennessee.
According to the Navy, the instructor and a student pilot were training and the jet did not return to the station. The jet crashed yesterday afternoon in Tellico Plains, which is about 45 miles southwest of Knoxville. The names of the victims are being withheld until 24 hours after family members are notified. The crash in the Cherokee National Forest left a debris field at least a half-mile long.
O.J. Simpson is a free man. He was released from prison this weekend. The celebrity criminal defendant plans to live at a home in the Las Vegas area for now. Although Simpson is out of prison and on parole, his legal battles are not over. He owes more than $60 million to the estates of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman after being found liable for their deaths. According to the parole officer, the 70-year-old does not have permission to leave Nevada, but he has filed a parole transfer to move to Florida so he can be closer to his children.
We're learning more this evening about the sad news surrounding singer Tom Petty. The 66-year-old was rushed to the hospital last night after he was found unconscious, not breathing, and in full cardiac arrest. EMTs rushed to his Malibu home and were able to get a pulse. He was then rushed to the UCLA Santa Monica Hospital. According to TMZ and multiple other sources, after Petty got to the hospital, he had no brain activity and a decision was made to pull life support. He became famous with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers in 1978 with the hit song Breakdown. Certainly a lot of people mourning that loss as well today.
And he had a lot of hits after that too. He started his career and grew up in Gainesville, just a couple hours to our north, and always liked to come back home there and play for the local fans. And yeah.
Wasn't that old either.
66, I think. Yeah, it's very sad of his voice silence, but his music, as all of these artists, will live on for many decades to come.
Certainly. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, an added expense of Hurricane Irma, why Sarasota County forked over more than $100,000 to pay its own employees during the storm. Straight ahead.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain.
She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us swim! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Oh, look! A bouquet of lump-livered drolls.
We went to a real school to show that bullying should be history.
You monkey-elbowed pockmarks. What a bunch of beef-witted pig nuts.
On Monday, October 2nd, let's all stand up for World Day of Bullying Prevention by rocking a blue shirt. Together, let's make bullying a thing of the past. Go blue and get your blue shirt at stompoutbullying.org.
Watch Your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.